Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today I'm talking about the driver and how it should be placed at address. And I did a video on my Instagram at the kind of beginning of the summer. It was pretty popular. Thank you if you watched it. It was one of the catalysts that has really helped my social media over the summer. But I did this video where I kind of talked about how the grooves on the driver aren't meant to be flat, and it references the shaft. So remember, a driver, the shaft angle is a lot longer than the iron, so the club's going to be further away from me. So because it's further away, the vertical swing plane, or kind of how up or down the shaft is in the swing, is far lower than that of an iron. And the issue you get is if you put the lines down flat, can you see how up that shaft is? So a lot of the time, if you naturally put the shaft where it should be, the lines will be up, and they actually, when you come through, they will be slightly up. So the grooves here actually don't do anything. I had one of our assistants here. I kind of sabotaged him and turned the camera on, and kind of wanted him to experience it without me telling him what I was doing. You know, because sometimes, obviously, if this is my opinion, I'm going to show you positions to make it work. This is what happened with him. Go and get your driver. And again, I've got somebody else doing it, because when I tell people stuff, especially on Instagram, I get a lot of people that they're very rude, Patrick. So I go again. So that is you completely flat. I want you to grip it. So can you see how awkward that looks? How awkward that feels? And look what it's done. It's got the shaft and Patrick's forearms all in a straight line. We've effectively locked the lever system of the hands. If we look at Patrick's shoulders, they've started to round because the arms can't sit where they need to sit. If I send you out on the golf course now and say you need to stand like this, yep, you're gonna take my advice. You're gonna go, well, Steve's a great coach. Plug for myself. Are you gonna go, Steve's a great coach, I'm gonna do this?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So what can you take from this information if you're still on the fence? I would be saying, don't focus on these grooves. The grooves on a driver don't actually do anything. The grooves on an iron are to disperse water, grit, anything that's happening through that contact phase. Driver is a very clean contact. We're up on a tee, so we don't really need these grooves. You know, they're here just for look more so than anything else. So let's not use the lines. Let's think more about the shaft angle. We don't want the shaft angle too far up, because it kind of then locks your arms out. On my Instagram post, I had a lot of people, you know, or a small minority, but a few people, let's say, they mentioned Mo Norman and Bryson DeChambeau as examples of people that don't do this. And those people are right, but remember, the exception to the rule sometimes proves the rule. So you use those two people because they look extremely different to the norm. If you are hitting it well, so if I had Bryson here, of course I'm not going to change it, because the way that Bryson has kind of a different release pattern. He tries to be far more body orientated. He loves the concept of body locks, or getting to the end point of the moves. He likes the feeling of kind of locking stuff out. That works for him, but it might not work for you. So I would be much happier if you think the shaft's a little more down, you have a little more access to the release, because if you're someone that's hitting the golf ball to the right, you know, something that Mo Norman and Bryson DeChambeau certainly don't have an issue with. You know, they are both incredible drivers of the golf ball. Let's not copy them, let's do what's normal. You could argue, and I also had this, is, well, if I hook it, should I do this? I think locking the wrists may help, but it wouldn't be like, if you came to see me for an in-person lesson, that's unlikely going to be the suggestion I give. I think the root cause to your hooking is probably not in this mechanism. So let's say you're doing it correctly, or how I'm describing it here, pulling it up is probably not going to help the hook. So yeah, I would much prefer you to be here and use this as your kind of baseline, and then see how you hit. Hope this video has been helpful. Get some comments down below. Have you thought about this before? You know, you might, and I think I got a lot of kickback, and I think people, if they actually went out with their drivers set up to it normally and took a look, they would be like, actually, I didn't realize I was already doing that. So sometimes, especially if you're new to golf, you end up doing things thinking, well, that must be the right way to do it, where you're actually naturally doing it the correct way, or I'm calling it, or this positioning here. So try and be natural. Don't try to overdo things for control, because when you overdo things for control with the driver, usually you lose control. As always, thanks for watching. Stay happy, stay safe. Hope to catch you soon.